Saturday, May 25th, Tales from the Video Store goes live on the spot, at the spot. That's right, Tales takes the podcast to the spot new. Lee, Doug, and Garrick will choose one film from the 1,000 used DVDs on the racks at the spot. They'll watch it and record episode number 34 right there on the spot at the spot. Looking for that hard-to-find movie that hasn't been reissued? I bet the spot has it, and the boys are gonna find it. Live May 25th, episode 34 goes down on the spot at the spot. Information at videostoretales.com or the Facebook page. Dog wheel hunt! Woo!
You ready?
Yeah, man, welcome to Tales from the Video Store. My plate, you hit my plate! You hit my plate! We just watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 right here live from the spot. What a perfect DVD to find on those shelves.
Absolutely.
Hey, look, and to compliment it, we bought the Texas Chainsaw Massacre action figure.
Well, you did.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. My wife might be watching this.
Okay.
I didn't buy any.
He didn't buy that.
I didn't buy that.
It was a gift.
How we doing out there in Facebook land? So this is a first, right?
Right, yeah.
It's a little bit weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
Yeah, see my picture right there.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Very super weird. But we, thank goodness, man, we picked a perfect movie. Who wants to begin with this craziness? Actually, wait a minute. I'm all off, aren't I?
You're off. Yeah.
I am off.
Yeah.
Did we watch movies this week?
Very little, but yeah, I watched a couple things.
Well, you know, we just did the podcast on Wednesday, so, you know, there's not that much time in a day. But what'd you watch? Anything good?
I watched a brand new movie on Netflix called Rim of the World, and it's basically kind of almost like an 80s sci-fi kids buddy movie that has some vulgarity to it, you know, like mid-80s kids movies did. You know, they cuss a little bit. But basically these kids, and they're all, you know, they're thrown into this camp. You know, there's something wrong with each of these kids. You know, there's 4 of them. And while they're at this camp, aliens attack. And it's basically up to these kids to get this key to a scientist that's like 40 miles away. And it's about them trying to figure out how to get there with these aliens chasing them. I didn't really know what to expect out of it, but I really liked it. And Oliver loved it. You know, it's not for small children, but like pre-teens, early teens. I think it's a perfect movie, man.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it, but what it reminds me of is not necessarily like the 80s Spielberg movies, but like the movies that were trying to cash in on, like The Last Starfighter, Explorers, you know, those sort of films.
It's got some Explorers.
You watched this too?
No, I haven't. I watched the trailer a couple times.
Gotcha.
And it's gotten really good reviews.
Yeah. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Okay. Rim Job of the World?
Rim of the World. That's the name of the camp, Rim of the World.
Yep. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is very good show.
You realize this is live.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And
we don't have many kids on there. Speaking of on live, you know, I'm going to fix this since it's live.
Yeah.
I'm going to adjust this real fast.
Okay, great. Speaking of live, I watched the live All in the Family and the Jeffersons that was on ABC the other week.
Tuesday?
Sure.
Or Wednesday, I think it was.
Get rid of some of
Wednesday.
that headroom.
Yeah.
Man, it was great, dude. I loved it. I thought all the actors did a great job, man.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx had a little fuck up in the middle of it, but he saved it.
He recovered very nicely.
Yeah, and everybody that was in was great. It was perfect, man.
Yeah.
Like, it couldn't have been done better, I don't think.
Why did I not hear about this?
They didn't advertise it hugely. I didn't hear about it till like the day before.
Woody Harrelson was Archie?
He was.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei was Edith, his wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and this was so. What is it? Back to back? They did All in the Family, and then Jefferson's right after.
Like live studio audience.
Oh, I missed
like
all this.
It was awesome.
Who was the guy who created all this? There's Norman Lear. I think it's like his 95th birthday or something.
96.
96th birthday.
He was there.
Yeah, so it's more of a celebration of him than anything. Yeah, because he created 100 TV shows.
And I mean, he's up and walking around and looked great.
Yeah.
To be 96.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Wow. See, I missed it all until you said that text, and I'm like, what's he talking about? Oh, when's that coming? That'll be nice. Oh, wait, he's watching it.
It's like, all in the family, Doug's having a stroke.
Yeah, right.
If they replay it, or if you can find it on demand and you missed it, man, check it out.
Was it ABC or something?
Yeah. It was awesome.
I'll have to write that down and make sure I see that. So it was good. Who was the best? Who did the best?
Probably Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
That's George Jefferson. He was amazing.
And he has the wig, like he has the Sherman Hemsley hair.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And walks like him and has all the mannerisms. And it was good, dude.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool.
Oh, did you watch anything?
I rewatched one movie, an older movie. Well, I moved from 2010. Korean action movie called The Man from Nowhere. And it's very similar to Taken, but it's better. It's a better movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't have an elderly Irish guy with a fake hip running around. No disrespect, but there was some editing shenanigans to make Liam Neeson look young in those movies. But it's amazing. I think it's one of the best action movies of the 21st century.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. It really is.
Well, I only watched one film too, and mine was perfect because it's from the 80s. I watched Red Dawn.
Nice.
I introduced River to Red Dawn.
What did he think?
He liked it. He got a little bit antsy there in the middle after the when the boys go and see their dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, avenge me, avenge me. After that, there's that kind of drag where they pick up the girls. Mm-hmm. And there's, some time passes, and he got a little antsy, but he liked it.
Yeah,
these kids are so desensitized these days. Like that movie was my shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like it was my. It was. Oh yeah, man.
It paralyzed me, dude.
Yeah.
Like I was looking out the windows every day at school, waiting to see people parachuting in with guns to take over.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We'd go in the woods and we'd put stuff in our toboggans, man, and we'd walk around Wolverines. It was like huge.
Yeah.
John
Milius basically says that movie ruined his career. He's like, because everybody kind of assumed he was a right-wing nut job before that movie, but afterward they pretty much confirmed it. he's like, I am. So
Sorry,
but
it was so good though.
Yeah,
I mean, it just what a great concept and everything. Even though a lot of it doesn't, they just kind of land and start shooting at schools and start shooting and wasting all their artillery. I mean, there's tons of holes, but as far as just entertaining,
right?
I mean, it was the best thing ever.
They say they nuked China and they nuked the East Coast.
Yes,
like right away. So China, the people who we thought were going, who would have come to our aid, are gone, and most of, the East Coast is gone.
West Coast.
West Coast, excuse me. Yeah, so that's why they just land, because there's at that point there's no one to stop them. Basically, it's how how the movie puts it out. Yeah, but I love that movie.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. Has anybody seen the remake?
I have.
How is it?
Fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to show you.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny because after I watched it, I was really going to try to find time to watch the remake.
Right.
So that I could, that would be, I knew we were kind of in an 80s theme for this, or we were going to find an old movie, and I thought it would be a good subject matter, compare and contrast, but I didn't find time, and I'm probably glad that I didn't waste my time
on the shelf for like 2 years, because when they shot it, the bad guys were China, but during that time, sort of the DVD market fell off, and Chinese box office became a huge. Basically, that's what Hollywood replaced the home video market with, is foreign / the Chinese market.
Right.
So they had to go back, reshoot and re-edit. Digitally remove all the red China flags and put in North Korean flags.
Yeah.
And North Korea is half the size of, Massachusetts. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to take over the continental United States.
All of it was ridiculous.
Yeah. And and it just, anytime you hear like a movie waited 2 years to get released, it's not.
There's something.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
I can't remember who said. Somebody said movies age like fish, not like wine. So when you make it, you got to get it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what happened. But that's the only thing I watched was The Man from Nowhere.
Well, then that makes the show short. We have nothing. We have nothing to say. I actually have been watching, but I wasn't going to get into it. I'm in my spare time starting the Game of Thrones over. I want to actually watch them through.
It's a glutton for fucking punishment.
I would watch all of them through again and then kind of piece them together because, just one more time for old time's sake. Just watch it.
You don't want to wait a while?
No, because if I wait a while, I won't care.
Okay, well, there you go.
It's
That's where I am now.
This is it. Yeah, well, I'm sure you are.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, believe me, I am there. I don't care.
Oh, well, all right, fine then. Whatever.
But do you want to talk about a little bit where we are?
Yeah, sure. We are at the Spot in Newton Conover, and they have all sorts of great collectibles.
Yep.
Look, they've got Danny. They have this ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, the Predator. I got this awesome. Let me open this up.
This ugly
awesome Freddy Krueger action figure. It comes with multiple heads. It comes with like the phone with the tongue sticking out, and the hat, and a second glove, and they have awesome stuff.
Awesome stuff.
Movies, TV, comic books, toys, role playing game stuff, which you're into.
Yeah.
And just anything fan related, they have it.
They have it.
They really do.
Check them out on Facebook at the Spot Toys.
And also they have VHS tapes, which I'm going to buy this copy of DEFCON 4, which is a movie I've never seen. But every time I would go to the video store when I was a kid, I would see this awesome tape of this skeleton astronaut in the desert, and I always wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Do you still have a VHS that works?
I can find one.
He's gonna find one.
Yeah,
He's gonna find a VHS tape or player to play DEFCON 4.
I mean, you can go to the thrift store and get them for a couple bucks. It says it's a suspenseful, action-packed drama that depicts the horrifying aftermath of nuclear war. I'm going to say that's probably not true. Judging from the pictures on the back. Which a buddy of mine, listened to the show, Jacob, friend of me and Garrick's both, we were talking about something. Instead of remaking movies, why don't they remake old movie covers? Because I'm sure this is not as the movie doesn't look this cool.
Definitely not.
No.
So I showed them.
Yeah, the movie doesn't look this. Well, at least it's kind of far away. But anyway,
I'll go up there.
There
Keep talking. Here we go. I'll show them.
So instead of remaking old movies, just make the movie that was advertised the original time,
Right.
And the completely unrealistic poster. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Look at that impressive arm.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, and I got a couple other DVDs I'm gonna buy.
Nice.
But yeah, they have awesome stuff here.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, so if you're in the area and you like collecting stuff, yeah, stop by.
For sure. And if they don't have it, I'm sure they could probably find it.
Exactly. Good point.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. They're getting ready to start. Let me get sat down for you. Getting ready to start very soon. They're getting ready to start playing Magic up here. This is where I do play my D&D. This is where we're going to do our Vampire the Masquerade. We're going to do all sorts of stuff. So you guys got to check this place out. Go ahead, make fun.
No, I'm good.
I gotta say a word.
Yeah.
Good.
Said enough.
Yeah, exactly. What is Vampire the Masquerade?
It's kind of it's like a role
I
playing.
had to ask.
It's like a role playing game. Oh,
Okay.
it's fun. You'd love it.
No, I don't. Okay.
Maybe.
Well, you guys continue to watch your VHS tapes.
I will.
Oh wait, we got to hurry and finish so that Doug can go play golf. So.
Right.
All right. Well, great. So then let's get on with it.
All right.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Okay.
Hands down, the best of them.
No.
No.
No, the first one's the best.
First one's the
No.
best.
The first one could be the best horror movie ever made. It's the first
in
one
the top
is
five.
The funnest one then.
It's without doubt the funnest one. Yeah, like the first one, Michael Bay produced a remake, and they had millions of dollars, and you just couldn't replicate the first one. It's like Joe Bob Briggs said, it's like a living piece of folk art.
Yeah.
But the second one is insanely fun.
It's weird that they're done by the same director.
Right.
That's what's so strange is something as grimy and as serious as the first one was to me watching it.
Oh, yeah.
And then watching this, it's almost like a comedy.
Well, he
reel.
says there's jokes in the first one, just nobody picked up on them.
I never saw it.
He saw the first one as a comedy.
Yeah, that's
Which is a weird
to
thing
me.
to say.
Because there's no way.
Yeah, but he's like, the dinner scene is hilarious to him. But he's like, I guess they didn't really come across to everyone else. And directed by the late, great Toby Hooper, who passed away last year. But yeah, he got this movie off the success of Poltergeist.
Yeah.
And
Anybody
there we
doesn't know
go.
this movie.
Okay.
They're crazy. Nobody knows this movie, but go ahead.
Okay, you good? All right.
Look at there.
Well, that's pretty impressive, actually.
It was.
But yeah, he directed Poltergeist, produced by Steven Spielberg. So the guys on Canon Films basically just gave him an unlimited amount of money. He made Life Force first, which is this insane R-rated movie about naked space vampires, and
one of my favorites.
one of Doug's favorites, and also, and it's then he directed. They really wanted him to do this first, but he wanted to do something completely different, so he did Life Force first, and then he did this. And basically, as they saw the footage, they kept decreasing the budget, because they wanted basically a duplication of Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
right?
Just serious, dread, just scary, and just insane amounts of dread. He wanted to do something completely because he'd already made that movie, and so since he thought the humor wasn't picked up on in the first one, he made basically a Roadrunner version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a good way to put it.
And
it really is a good way to put it.
The best thing in the movie is Chop Top.
Yes.
Played by Bill Moseley.
Bill Moseley.
Who puts his Yale School of Drama degree to maximum use at this. I'm sure his parents were super glad they paid for that. But he is amazing in the movie.
Yes, he is.
And he's the twin brother of the hitchhiker from the first film. If you notice, the hitchhiker had the birthmark on one cheek. He's got it on the opposing cheek. And he has, basically was in Vietnam, got blown up, has a metal plate in his head, and has been slowly scratching the skin away from it for, I guess, the last 15 years.
And eating
it. And he's like... Leatherface he's a much more sympathetic character in this one. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yes.
Because it's almost like he's going through puberty.
Yeah.
He's
shaking around.
But he's, Leatherface isn't really that... Intimidating in this movie. He's almost like a little kid.
Yeah.
Which that is in the first one, like in the dinner scene where he's dressed up like a woman.
Right.
Everybody's slapping him and stuff. That stuff is in the first movie. Bubba, yeah.
Bubba got a girlfriend.
In this movie, you find out the family's last name is the Sawyer family. And their oldest brother, the cook, you realize now that he's a successful caterer, which is what Doug does for a living. And
the last Roundup Rolling Grill.
That's it. And he's an award-winning chef. Oh. This happens to be with human meat.
Everybody loves prime meat.
That's it. Yeah.
It's the perfect scene where she's like, "Oh, what was that?"
It's a tooth.
Yeah. It's old peppercorn. It's that big.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a freaking molar.
Yeah, that's so gross. But yeah, I love the movie.
We hadn't even discussed Lefty.
That's true. Caroline Williams. No, I'm sorry, Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
I was thinking of the female character.
I wonder what made him do this. I guess that was big though back then. I mean, it
was a very big movie, and people were very excited about it. And also, this was the movie he made right before Hoosiers.
Right.
So he was still post Easy Rider fallout, Dennis Hopper.
Right.
Like after Easy Rider, he was given all this money to make movies and stuff, and none of them. And then of course, cocaine was the thing, and none of the movies he made after that were any good.
Yeah.
And he pretty much just ruined his career.
Yeah.
And had he been offered this after Hoosiers, I don't think he would have done it, because he got an Academy Award nomination for Hoosiers. I mean, that was pretty much the beginning of the second phase of his career.
Second coming.
Yeah, like he was. Yeah, I mean, he was just famous enough to star in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and then after that he was in huge movies.
Yeah.
I think his best role is still True Romance. Why do I think that?
Oh, he's great. He's only in, 2 scenes?
I know, and that's how and he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good in those 2 scenes.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. He's great. Like, even in movies he's in that are terrible, he's great. He's one of those actors, he'll elevate a movie.
For sure.
Because if True Romance was a worse movie, or a worse made movie, the great scene between him and Walken would have just killed the movie. Because you would love that scene, the rest of it would just be kind of, it's okay. But it's cool throughout.
Yeah.
So, but he's amazing.
I love the beginning. It's so funny. We watch this movie and things are so different now. Like that whole practical shot of when he looks over and he says, "I think I got him." And he looks over and he's like, the passenger at the beginning, they're coming over the bridge, and I don't know if you've never seen it. These 2 college guys heading to the big game in Dallas are they play chicken with the Sawyer boys, and the Sawyer boys don't take too good to that, and they come back while these 2 kids are on the phone heckling the radio station, and suddenly, the Leatherface has got, what is it called?
Nubbin.
No, which is the corpse of the hitchhiker.
Yeah.
After he gets hit by the truck at the end of the first movie. Yeah. They call nubbins.
So that he's rolling his chainsaw, so he's hitting, they're backing up on this bridge, and Leatherface is putting his chain through it, and then at one point in time they cut to the passenger, and he's like, I think I got him. He starts firing the gun, and he looks over and he starts screaming, and they move back over, and the driver's head is split in half, and his hands are up literally, and you can see it it's like his skull is literally sliding off, and it's all practical.
It is, and because Tom Savini was the makeup effects artist.
Yes.
And when they first shot that, there was like 2 trickles of blood. And because Toby Huber said he wanted to be really realistic, and Tom Savini was a combat photographer in Vietnam. He was actually supposed to be the makeup artist on the original Night of the Living Dead. But then right during pre-production, he got drafted, and so that's why his career kind of got sidelined for a few years. And so he knows, since as a combat photographer, he knows what the inside of the human body looks like.
Yeah.
And so when they first shot it, just 2 little trickles of blood came out, and Toby Huber was like, "What is going on?" He's like, he goes, "There's only 2 veins that go to the brain, and you slice off the head because it's really not that much blood, because And he's like, "No, I want it just gushing." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you said realistic." And he's like, so they had to reshoot it, where blood's just shooting outside.
Oh yeah, they cut to the backside, and it's going, and his hands are setting up like this.
Yeah, it's great.
It is great.
That's a great sequence, because they destroy that, whether they're in like a Mercedes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they destroy that car with the chainsaw. And the chainsaw's much bigger in this one. The first one is kind of just a small standard one. This one is like a lumberjack chainsaw.
And there's one scene during that sequence where the driver is literally the driver is I didn't knock it over.
Watch out.
The driver is backing up like this. It's a medium close shot, and the sparks are lit. The sparks and smoke are literally hitting him. And I'm like, that's not fake. They're actually they're actually shooting those sparks up at that dude right now.
Yeah.
So exactly. I mean, nowadays it'd be I watched I forgot to tell you, we went and watched Aladdin last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
it's actually gotten really good reviews.
Really?
Yeah. Like.
It was entertaining. I'm going somewhere with this. I don't want to get off subject, but it was very entertaining. Some parts,
right?
But it was really bad in other parts,
right?
So, but the thing is you look at that and it's all CGI. Mm-hmm. There was not. These scenes were like epic, but it's all fake. It's not like the old days.
Nope, it's not at all.
Lawrence of Arabia, that would all been built.
Exactly.
It would have been done.
Well, it's like at the end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, those cave sets are just ridiculous. You can see for like a quarter of a mile. And they lit it all with like household lamps, so you could see the depth of it. And it's not now, that would be all green screen.
All green screen.
And it's just like, and it was like a $5 million movie, which in 1985 was a lot of money, especially for a horror film, But it was... the set, like the third act takes place in this dilapidated theme park, which the Sawyers have sort of turned into their sort of death theme park / kitchen, I guess.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing. It looks like it costs $50 million.
Oh yeah,
it really does. And
she's climbing up out of it. I mean, all that stuff was.
The production designers should have gotten an Academy Award nomination. Like the sets are that amazing.
Yeah.
They really should have. I mean, I'm sure Out of Africa or something won that year. Some nonsense that no one's watched in 30 years. But, it's like the sets are incredible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And Dennis, and the amount of cocaine Dennis, he was either really into the project or really into cocaine, because in the third act, all he does is scream. He just screams, "I'm bringing it down!" and just slicing through the wall with a chainsaw.
It's all coming down.
He was just so amped. Yeah.
I remember my first time ever watching this movie. I was a young kid, but I remember being kind of normally like horror movies. Friday the 13th Part 2 scared me.
Right.
They a little bit scared me, but I've never felt icky.
Yeah.
The only time that I remember, I don't know why I remember this, and there was probably other times, but this one stands out. When they start hammering LJ.
Oh, yeah.
They're hitting him in the face with that hammer, and his stuff starts shaking and everything. Right. I remember the first time I saw that, and it kind of made my heart drop. Like, I felt icky. That was one of the times where I was like,
that's what happens.
It was so realistic.
When you get hit in the head and a piece of your skull goes into your brain, you just start spasming. That's exactly what happens. Because that's what happens in the first one. He hits the guy with the sledge. His feet start flat, and that's why that happens. So that actually is, for a completely unrealistic movie, that's pretty real. That's real. Yeah.
And I guess that's what it was. It felt so real.
Yeah.
It felt so real that it made me feel icky. It's just kind of.
What got me was when they skin him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that affects, like, you see like the tendons in his hand and stuff. That even though it's dark, but you can still, it's amazing. It's an amazing makeup.
Well, you can hear that little chopping knife going.
Yeah, little electric carving knife. Which comes in the action figure, the electric carving knife.
Haha, there you go. Nice plug. Yeah, so if you want to carve up LJ, you need to buy the Texas Chainsaw Massacre toy too.
Yep. But yeah, it's such a great movie. It really, it's like I said, it's almost like we were talking about earlier, the polar opposite of the first one. The first one is just dread and just like, when the first one was banned in England, because the first one is not a violent movie compared to this.
It's just,
the censor in England said it's the tone of the movie I object to, and they banned it for like 20 years. He's like, it's not the content, it's just the movie made me feel gross, and I don't like it. So, and but yeah, this one is, like I said, it's like a Roadrunner cartoon.
Yeah.
Like LJ survives way longer than a human should. Like when he's walking around, he's been skinned and just he's got his boxers on. It's just ridiculous.
Hey, darling.
Hey, darling.
Spit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, at the end, doesn't he say, he's like, his last words, he leans back and goes, shit. Shit. And then he like has the death rattle and all. Like,
he was, he was the camera assistant on the first one.
Was he?
Yeah, he's like Toby Hooper's best friend. Yeah, he was like, he was on the camera crew in the first one. Yeah. Yep.
He's good because he was real sweet to her, and then when
she completely ignores him until he gets his face cut off, and then it's all
Oh, I love you.
Oh, LJ.
Yeah.
But like when he comes in and he sees those dudes, he sees Chop Top. He's like, "What are you doing in here? Get out!" Like he like turns into like like freak mode.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great scene, the radio station scene.
Oh yeah.
And they
the whole movie's good.
Yeah,
really. I mean, even when then they get Grandpa out, and then you go up and you find Grandma who's in the.
I love the Grandpa makeup in this one.
Oh yeah,
because he looks like just a monster.
They get that really nice close up. Yeah, he's disgusting.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah. Because they say he's 137 years old.
137, yeah. On a liquid diet. That's what keeps him alive.
Oh, God, so gross.
He's the best. He can do one hit, one strike.
Yeah.
This movie for me, when I watched it, probably around 87. I know I didn't go to the movies to see it, but I remember seeing the poster at the movies. I used to spend a bunch of time.
Well, the poster, the original, is it's a parody of the Breakfast Club poster.
Yeah.
So Nubbins is laying in front like
this.
Yeah, like Anthony Michael Hall or whatever.
Yeah, that was the best part.
And that should include people in it was a comedy.
Right.
But yeah. And I know a lot of people who just originally, like when I was a kid, they didn't like it because they said it wasn't scary.
This one resonated with me, and a good buddy of mine named Sean Parlier. Like, this was our movie that we quoted all the time.
Yeah.
Even today, if I said something like, "Ooh, look at him go," he immediately is going to know that I'm talking about the scene where Dennis Hopper comes and wants to try out these chainsaws.
Yeah.
And this old guy's like, "Take him outside and give him a whirl," and he's out there just giving this log hell, and this old man is over there just freaking out. It's like it's the best thing he's ever said.
Yeah.
Oh my! What does he say?
My aching banana.
Oh, my aching banana. It's just it's hilarious. It's brilliant, man. I love everything about this. It has some gory parts, but like you said, it's not overtly gross.
But the goriness is cartoonish.
Yeah, it's more. This movie is completely silly. Like, get the eyeball pate working. Just all of it is. It's insane, man.
Right.
Prime meat chili, like that's what we do. That's the whole reason behind all this is we're selling food. It doesn't make any sense really, but that's fun.
That's true. But going back to the first one, the barbecue stand that the cook ran in the first one is now a bed and breakfast.
Is it?
It really is. Yeah, you can stay the night there and eat to have dinner.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, come on now.
There was only one. There's one big, huge gaffe in the movie. One huge gaffe.
What's that? I'm surprised there's only one.
Only one?
I got one that stands out. So they make chili. Mm-hmm. So Chop Top's in there. Leatherface has not killed the girl. Comes back out. Did you get that bitch? Did you get that bitch, Leatherface?
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, hey, guess what? I got a bonus body.
Yeah.
So they grab LJ and they take LJ out.
Yeah.
But if Leatherface got her, why didn't they take her too?
That's a good point. Yeah.
There you go. So and that was the only, and I wonder if they.
That has never occurred to me till you said that.
I wasn't there.
And another.
Look, I'm pretty smart.
Here, I'll give you another one. The opening scene where the guys are going over the bridge. They're going 90 miles an hour
for 5 minutes,
and the truck with Leatherface on it is going in reverse, also going 90 miles an hour over this bridge that must be 5 miles an hour.
Exactly. It goes on forever.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're driving perfectly parallel.
Yeah. And why didn't they just stop? Why didn't they just hit the brakes? Yeah.
You're in a freaking Mercedes, or just go.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, they're lined up together. It's, it is what it is. It's silly, but I still love it.
But it goes with the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, and if it was in the original, that scene would be like, why is that in there?
What is this?
Yeah, but in this one, like I said, it's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And Leatherface, when he gets into the radio station and gets in there with Stretch, and he's seducing her with his chainsaw.
Yeah.
He's going, how good are you? How good are you? It's kind of unnerving.
Yeah.
It is.
He's pushing on that thing a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, God, where are they going now?
Right.
I didn't, like,
and he starts motioning into the ice and stuff, and it's kind of like, but it's one of those moments where you don't want your wife or mother to walk into the room while you're watching.
Which is guaranteed to happen if you're watching it.
Your grandma comes in with a walker. What are you watching?
What is this?
Put on Billy Graham.
Yes, we were worried that kids would come into the store when that was that part was going. He's going, and she's like, "Are you good? How good are you?" Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And later she's like, "Are you mad at me?"
Yeah, are you mad at me?
It's ridiculous. Their dialogue is. Well, he doesn't necessarily say anything.
Yeah, and the movie was written.
Got a girlfriend. Mama's got a girlfriend.
And the movie was written by Kit Carson, who wrote movies for Werner Herzog, and he was like an Academy Award nominated writer, but he's from Texas.
Yeah.
And so Toby just comes like, hey, "You're from Texas. I'm from Texas. You should write this movie." And he said it was the worst thing ever. He said because every night the two guys, the Globus and the two guys that run Cannon, had completely different set of notes. So he had to rewrite everything every night.
Every night.
And he said when they finished shooting, they found him asleep at his typewriter. And he woke up and he just started like pounding it down. They're like, "Dude, stop writing. It's over." He's like, "Oh, thank God." It just passed out again. He was just like, he wrote like every day, all day, because they hated the movie. They wanted like a super scary slasher movie.
And this is not.
This is not it. Yeah. So he's like, this wasn't even that. Which probably has to do with the plot holes, because this was not the original script. Like this was sort of Toby's version and the two Israeli guys who ran Cannon Pictures version.
Do you know if it made any money? Did it? It made
a little bit.
It made about $8 or $10 million. It doubled its budget, so it wasn't a bomb, but it wasn't that sort of poltergeist size hit. Toby
like the Blair Witch Project, like the first one that was just so you spent $100,000 on it, and it was so good that everybody
it wasn't a huge hit, which is what Cannon wanted, which is what led to their downfall, because they went from making like low budget Michael Dudikoff movies to spending $50 million on Life Force, to spending in Superman 4 and the Master of the Universe movie. They just went from low budget to high budget within like 2 years.
And they weren't ready.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
cashed them all out.
Yep.
Like my pockets are after leaving this place.
Exactly.
They're buying all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any news, man. Do you guys have some news?
No, I mean. Did you hear that Tarantino might make Once Upon a Time in Hollywood longer?
Oh, really?
He said because there were so many actors and people that were cut out, but with the success of Endgame, he's like, well, if people want to sit through a long movie, he's like, I'll give them a longer movie.
I can do this.
Because he's like, shot stuff that wasn't, there's whole like subplots.
Did you see how mad he got at that reporter?
Who asked about Margot Robbie?
People are just...
he's got a temper on him.
I know, but that was uncalled for, man. It's like, seriously, there was probably a reason. I haven't seen the movie, but there's probably a reason she didn't have dialogue. It's not because she's a woman.
No, it's just because I think the reality stuff, I think the Manson and the Sharon Tate stuff is going to be a much smaller part of the movie than people realize, that people think. Because when it first got announced, people were like, oh, he's making a Manson movie.
Right.
And he was like, that's not what I'm doing. He's just... it's these fictitious characters sort of interacting with real characters.
Yeah, I think the movie's about the Dalton. And,
Yeah, exactly. It's about this sort of, I won't say based on, Burt Reynolds, but a character based on sort of where Burt Reynolds was in his career in the late 60s.
Yeah.
Had been a successful TV actor, trying to break into movies. His best friend is this, great stuntman. They're trying to basically go up higher in their career, And so I would say, like, it's not based on, inspired by them, I guess. But yeah, it's not. That's like saying Inglourious Basterds is about Winston Churchill because he's in one scene.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
It's not a. And I've read people are so mad. They're like, he's fucking changing history. Like, it's not a documentary.
Yeah, it's
I don't understand why
Yeah.
it matters.
people have to complain about everything.
Exactly.
Just
yeah.
let him do whatever he wants. It's QT. He's earned it.
Exactly,
As far as I'm
yeah.
concerned. Yeah.
Yeah. He literally stopped Miramax from going out of business with Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Like, they were not doing well.
Nope.
Yeah. And then that makes $100 million, and there you are.
God, I know, but had Miramax gone out of business, maybe Harvey Weinstein.
Well, there you go. That's
would not have terrorized so many ladies.
That's true. That's true. But we can play what if or whatever.
That's right.
Whatever about stuff.
That's right. Well, that's it from here from the spot.
Yep.
Everybody enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend.
Our first live show went pretty well.
I think so. It would be a little bit nicer if we had a cameraman. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of hard to make controls. And hey, there! What is going on here? Look who's here!
I know
Come on in!
I heard them boys was doing one of them.
Get out of here! You can have my seat. Come on, dude.
How's it going?
Hold on, they can't see you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Rose is here. Mark Rose is here. Hey, bud.
Look, you're videoing
Yeah.
an audio.
What are you doing here? Have a seat for a second. By God, come on, we'll stand. We're good. How you doing?
I was in the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, in the neighborhood. Oh, yeah, what you got going on? You tell us about the play, man.
Oh, yeah, doing Mamma Mia at the Hickory Community Theater. It's going on tonight and tomorrow afternoon, and then extended for another weekend.
Oh, there you go.
It's
That's something to do on
is that because
Memorial
it's so
weekend?
good?
Yeah, it's been selling out.
Are you singing?
Oh, yeah.
All right, give me a time. Come on. Let's go. I gotta be me.
No, it's ABBA music. Oh, you are the dancing queen.
This is what happens when you do it live, everybody.
Perfect. Well,
That's awesome.
It's good that Mark showed up here. That's hilarious.
I couldn't believe it when he walked in.
I was like, well, it'd be nice to have a cameraman. And
I thought you planned it.
No.
It was like you said,
Oh, it's great.
yeah.
So what'd you guys watch?
We watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, a movie you'd have completely hated.
Yeah. Although it's, he might have enjoyed parts of it.
Oh, Dennis Hopper.
He would have definitely laughed a couple
yeah.
times. A couple
for
times.
sure.
A couple times he would have rolled around in his chair.
Well, I love Dennis Hopper. So
Yeah.
can't be all bad.
Depends on your definition of
It can't always be
Word good is
you know.
subjective.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, man, that's good to see you. That's awesome. That turned out real good. We were getting ready to cut it off.
Are you guys about done?
Yeah.
Just wrapping it up?
Yep.
We're wrapping it up.
All right.
Hey, go see Mark at the Hickory Community Theater.
There you go.
Mamma Mia. Give them the times one more time.
8 o'clock tonight, 2:30 tomorrow, and of course this won't be broadcast until after it's over, probably.
It's live.
No, we're doing it. The people are watching it now.
Facebook Live.
Now, what?
Yeah,
Wow.
this is Facebook Live,
Yeah.
man.
Okay, Hickory Community Theater tonight at 8 o'clock, 2:30 tomorrow, and next weekend, and then the following weekend.
Awesome.
Yep.
There you go. There it is.
Awesome.
Must come see Mark sing ABBA in Mamma Mia. All right, well, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it for this,
We
man.
can't do better.